In between the cities of Dallas and Fort Worth, it's Arlington, Texas, host to the grand mecca of football, AT&T Stadium, the home of the Cowboys. The regular season ends here. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Long road to get here, but now we are here. The season finale. Playoffs begin next Saturday, so it's time for one last regular season kickoff.
In Week 18, it could just be so tricky, can't it, Mike? I mean...
We are ready, and so is Brandon Aubrey to kick this one off. And off we go from spectacular AT&T Stadium. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his third year in the league.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
They'll go with a counter on first down. And the defense was ready for him this time. Did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple. On third down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
The defenders knew a pass was coming. They had their ears pinned back here on 3rd down, but they initially allowed him to escape the pocket and make a break for it, but give him credit. They recognized the scramble quickly, rallied to the ball, stopped him short of the 1st down.
And a fair catch is taken and is just inside the 20-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even-keeled. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds? And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
Dak going to throw it here on 1st down. He's got a man. It's CeeDee Lamb. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He'll try and get there on the ground. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll take off again. What a good choice to get out and run. That's a pickup of 18 and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. It's going to be pulled in by Dowdle. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Jalen Tolbert. Touchdown, Dallas. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver...
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The visitors' offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Now, faking the give. He's going to run it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short game.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play call.
And he will take this into the end zone. What a run for the score.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Cavante Turpin on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's Dak Prescott, and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he is in the midst of a sensational season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing is Prescott. And that is incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark. Well, we sit up here all the time and we try to break down why certain plays work or don't work. Well, this one's not real tricky. I mean, he just simply needs to catch the ball. I mean, that close to the first down chain, if he just catches that ball and turns upfield, they extend this drive. He's got to come over to the sideline, take a deep breath, tell his guys, hey, man, that's on me. And he's got to go out and make that next play because his team's going to need him to play better as the rest of this game continues.
They'll begin here on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5. 3rd and 6. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And the rush gets there. He'll be tracked down.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the first quarter. 2 different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection. How can we get extra bodies and extra attention? Because we still got a long way to go in this one.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll get this out quickly to his left. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Prescott. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Here's Brian Anger now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. That is fielded at the 13. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He keeps it himself.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. We're back to Arlington in a moment. Here's the punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams trying to defend in the red zone. Look at this graphic. 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a QB. Pistol now for Prescott. And that ball incomplete over the middle. On 2nd down, it's Dak. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. On third down, Prescott. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for Dallas. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. His drive will start on the ground. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll stick with him again. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Now a 3rd and 2. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, Prescott. He'll get this out to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down, Prescott. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Here's Prescott. He'll try to run for it. Dak wisely hits the deck at the end, but he slides after picking up the 1st down. A 1st down there on a gain of 12.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the 1st down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
And on the carry, this is Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now Dowdle. Strong. Call it a gain of 13. That's good for a Dallas 1st down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that 1st hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Here's a carry for Dowdle. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. On the draw, here's Elliott. And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7, and he'll bring up 3rd down. On the ground, it's Dowdle.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. To throw is Prescott. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And he won't quite get to the end zone, but they're going to be set up at the 2-yard line.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. He does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss. Give credit to this defense, Mike. Their back's against the wall, and they're standing tall so far. Nothing on those first 2 runs. We'll see what the offense has in store now as they bring up third down.
Taking off.
That's a really good effort on third down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line, he's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
I like the call, using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. He'll look to throw. He'll try to hit him with a screen. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a first down. He'll drop to throw. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
Pretty clear coming into this game that this offense felt that they had a distinct advantage running the ball. It was a matchup that they thought all week went in their favor, and so far the results indicate that they were spot on.
That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. Prescott on first down. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. He was trying to get it to CeeDee Lamb, and it'll lead to a second down. To throw is Dak. That's to the left side. He's got Ferguson. Here's 3rd and 2. Prescott now. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go until halftime. Prescott again. That is caught. And he will go all the way. CeeDee Lamb. Touchdown Cowboys. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. The Cowboys will get out in front 17-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This is caught down that right sideline. And he will score for the touchdown. The kicking team on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the visitors are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. They play it short, take it at the 15-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. There's CeeDee Lamb heading back out there with the rest of his Cowboys teammates. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look.
Yeah, here we go.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their second as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw, and maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Cook's able to pull that one in. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now Prescott. Oh, and he's going to go down. He could not get rid of it. And that's going to bring an end to this first half. Halftime here on this final weekend of the NFL regular season, as we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you.
3 points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. And the defense has it. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Slot man in motion left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Now a give on the ground, and he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. They'll look to throw. And he will score. Touchdown. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Turpin. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Cowboys offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Prescott going to make the read and keep it himself. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
Dak going to throw it here on 1st down. Pass brought in by Ferguson.
The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with Dowdle. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Pistol now for Prescott. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. They'll put this one down at midfield. Here comes a 60-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And they are not able to draw closer.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
This offense and their running back heading back on the field. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. Here's a handoff out of the gun, and he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain. You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Whoa!
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this fourth down.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Up the sideline, past the 30. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Now he'll run.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Now a second down throw for Prescott. That's down the field for Lamb. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Here's Dak to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
This team's offense getting set to get back to work. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. A throw on the move is caught. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he won't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard as he steps out of bounds. 3rd down, 3 to go. Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. A pickup of 12 yards. That's enough for a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And he'll get up beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. Osa Odigizua there on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. taking off. He'll try to get there. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on third down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the first down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
And that ball picked off. It's the ball hawk, Trayvon Diggs again. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They'll do so with 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
They'll run Zeke up the middle. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll try and get there on the ground. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
And this has been a familiar sight all day today for this defense. They have no answer for this quarterback as a runner. That last scramble puts him over 100 yards for the day.
And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, Prescott. He'll let this go deep for Tolbert. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He's got it inside the 5. To the goal line and in. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Dallas. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And the Cowboys extend the advantage to a field goal. It's 24-21. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So now this team's offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. And this is where we stand. Final weekend of the regular season is upon us. We'll know the brackets and the seedings for the postseason at the end of the night. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Now he takes off, and he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He runs with it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Punt team out, ready to send this one away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Cooks going in motion. 1st down, Prescott. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On 2nd down, it's Dak. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Prescott now. Here's a screen coming for Dowdle. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Now Mike McCarthy not happy with that call, and he has thrown the challenge flag. What they're looking at here is the spot of the football. Always tricky to get this exactly right, but it only takes a few inches to make a big impact. So slow this down, find a landmark on the field, and determine where the spot should be. So this winds up to be a very smart decision to throw the challenge flag. They remeasure, and this indeed will become a 1st down. Now Elliott. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Handoff here, up the middle. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Here's a 3rd and 10. Prescott. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to keep it himself. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. He'll run. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. He'll tuck it and take off. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. He'll run here. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
To the right side here, pass is caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another 1st down. They'll stick to the ground. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. Moving the tight end right. Now, faking the give. Going for it all. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They need the 24-yard line as they come up for 3rd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Taking off. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully. And it's a 1st down. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs. They send the tight end in motion. They'll go with a counter on 1st down, and he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That is caught. Back corner of the end zone. Has a touchdown. Greg, what a great play called down there. Using the size of the tight end. You've been there. That's a really difficult play to pull off.
And I can promise you, Mike, they spend a lot of time all week working on this very play. They go down in the red zone, and they talk through it. They walk through it. He understands he's got that big-bodied tight end. Use all of that space to the outside. Keep the ball away from the defender, and it's the trust knowing that your guy is going to keep those feet in bounds and come down with 6.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. On the return, here's Turpin. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Off he goes. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. 2nd and 6 coming up. They'll drop to throw. Cook's able to pull that one in. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Yeah, here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
Here's a big one. This 3rd down. They'll throw again. Dak. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Yeah. Here we go.
To the air again. Prescott. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. It's 1st down, and they'll run. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And yes, that'll get it. 1st down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to an E. So, it's a win for our visitors. They're able to finish the season in style as they get the victory here in the finale in Week 18. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.